Every expansion. So also we're gonna start playing against these guys.
Oh yeah.
Like NA, EU, every other region is gonna start playing against them.
Alright, so we're off, and Misobon on Rune, Ochi on Blood.
Prepare for defeat.
I guess you're looking for a fight.
So, Misobon, the second time I believe we've seen this, a neutral Rune lineup. That is not something I see very often in NA or EU.
Neutral Rune kind of fell off when Fleece got nerfed.
Right.
It's not super uncommon, but it did fall off a little bit. But I mean, Ochi, look at this. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh. Ochi's got a pretty strong start so as to go with a 1-drop. Misobon also playing a list that hopes to achieve some tempo, but going second, not being able to do anything until turn 2 usually is pretty rough here.
If Ochi's able to draw like a good power 4, this is looking really good for him.
This is already quite a lot of damage. I noticed this is like one of the great strengths of an early game follower having Storm, is it's kind of like a 2-drop that just simply does 4 damage. It basically is just a 4-1 if you consider it as being able to attack after being resolved.
Right. And he is fizzling a little bit here, drawing 2 goblins in a row. Not the greatest, but...
Even just going... I mean, it's very common for aggro blood to on turn 3 go, alright, another 2-drop and a 1-drop, but 2 goblins does not really seem to cut it here.
Right, I imagine Angel the Word will basically work as a quick blader kind of here and just do 1 phase. That way he pushes him down to 13 this turn. Pretty good.
You could also be considering here, so Witch of Sweets, my opponent's definitely neutral rune. So does neutral rune run Magic Missile? Is something that I haven't really seen the deck play.
It doesn't. Doesn't at all. But Grimner is a consideration as well.
Ah, for sure.
This is God's word. Unbelievable.
Right. Whether it runs Magic Missile just made me wonder whether maybe he pings with Angel of the Word and uses the 1-2 to get rid of the 2-2.
I feel like at that moment you've sunk too much damage in.
Indeed.
Neutral Rune is basically all followers.
Knowing that Neutral Rune is not going to be able to evolve on just its turn 3, Ochi just throws it all face. Realizing Rune is very exploitable in this way, and that it does not exactly have a wealth of defensive options, other than Grimnir, as you mentioned.
Ochi forced to go for a trade there that, you know, traded. He couldn't attack the 1-2 because he's already seen Angel of the Word. He knows Angel of the Word is possible if he does that.
Alright, so I think the main question being asked here is Ochi knows Misobon can evolve next turn, but does that mean he commits to the board here with Angel of the Word and Goblin?
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. Ochi is playing Bat Blood, basically, essentially. He's got his opponent at 10, the second he can evolve. He's going to keep going face.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I guess there was absolutely no reason to play Razor Claw over here in favor of that. Maybe right now if he's thinking about anything, and these players tend to take as much time as they can to make sure they're making the right choices. He's thinking about, do I want to deal with this? And it looks like the answer to that is yes. Doesn't want to leave an active
disagrees,
fairy
probably considering Alice as a play.
Got me feeling hungry.
Or even just Misobon dropping a lot of neutral minions and getting the value off of evolving that Varia. Maybe he feels, if that happens, I'm off the board and I'm never getting back on it. I don't have enough burn to really justify that.
Lyriel obviously being, you know, great. Like always, every game. Lyriel's great.
Done for.
Play Lyriel.
Gatekeeper of every single early game board.
Can't go wrong.
Bloodwolf did get a lot of damage in
Oh, it did.
round.
Yes, it did.
3 attacks.
I am a flower. I bloom on stage.
Right.
Ambling Wraith, just a goblin.
Yeah, I'm finding Ochi is actually off to a great start, had a lot of damage, and was able to use going first as a great part of just throwing it all face, ignoring the board. But now that evolves are active, and Misobon can start to take it away, I believe Ochi, after drawing 1-drop after 1-drop being dumped down to the bottom of his hand, is now left in a pretty awkward situation. Because I think this board is pretty easy to clear. The standard follower and evolve will just simply trade into the 3-4, which deprives Ochi of his minions, of his followers. And Ochi, draw another Razor Claw, that's not going to be enough. So...
But you know what is enough? Implanter.
That's true. I haven't seen Implanter in so long.
We saw it today.
Perhaps I just simply blacked out during that.
Also, we put some Vengeance, Dark Generals to play.
True.
So.
There are a lot of top decks for sure. What I wonder is, at what level of risk is Ochi right now? Because this is already quite the position for Misobon to be in. That is close.
That's a card.
Better than Razor Claw in this situation, but is that not actually the end of the game? Because Misobon can simply evolve Feria here. Feria will buff the other two around it, and that's lethal on board.
Feria will only buff Luriel, actually.
Oh, right.
Fleece is a Runecraft follower.
I've seen Feria so much that I just assume at this
Right,
point,
you assume
I
it buffs
just count on
everything.
everything.
Yeah. True, yeah.
It kills me in every
Alice
situation.
buffs the whole board, no matter what. You know?
Yeah, definitely. I don't even know what class cards are.
Right, yeah, everything blurred together.
Regardless,
so that would make it 5, 9, 13, which would still be lethal.
More than enough. So I guess Ochi's sitting here in contemplation of just merely, wow, I'm in such a bad situation, but and if he wants to continue to play this out, he can Demonic Strike Liriel and survive one more turn.
That's true. Hector will probably come down as a ward, though, to stop any retaliations.
I really wish we could see player cam sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm sure Ochi would be making...
Oh yeah. I definitely have grown to appreciate them in the NGE Opens.
Absolutely.
So if Hector's not played here, he has, you know, a few options in the game, and now he has even less.
Slams that Hector.
In fact, he's just dead, actually. Because Hector triggered off of that draw being neutral, so...
That it did. And as Hector takes it, by himself, he also gets that little buff in. Alright, that was really solid from Misobon.
I mean, Aggro Blood kind of just does. If Aggro Blood's going to lose, it's going to lose because it runs out of cards. Running out of cards is obviously very bad. Big cam! Hi, guys!
Ooh, big cam. Full screened.
We're at full screen cam now. Whew. Oh, gosh.
That's our turn.
Oh, God. Oh. Yeah.
Right, but I suppose that matchup just simply ends as quickly as it begins. Two decks that have the exact same goal. I get bored, and if that's enough, I'm going to win off of it. Otherwise, neither has a particular ability to stabilize.
Right. And that really only came down to Ochi. Ochi had a great curve going first, but he drew goblins.
Right.
Like, he had a deck that didn't do anything.
He had 4 goblins that game, in fact.
Yeah, and Ambling raised a goblin, so... Yeah, 4 goblins.
Improved goblin.
Yeah. Slightly better goblin.
Right. In fact, if the Cursed Brand Vampire he started the game with had been an Ambling Wraith, he had that game from that Demonic Strike.
Yeah,
just from the 1 extra damage.
Mm-hmm.
So he drew the wrong goblins, is the issue in the end there.
Drew the wrong goblins, man. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, but gonna shake it off. Knows that that matchup is going to be quick anyways, and comes back in this.
Prepare for
He's gonna try again, this time versus Haven.
Fighting and despair all
And that's a curve.
That is a curve.
Love that curve. Vite is a huge difference. Only really answerable by Black in Scripture. And a Razor Claw.
Alright.
And he's first again, even. Ochi.
Opening this time with Ambling Wraith. Should be a very strong conversion here.
We do see a Lyrial again in Misobon's hand. And an Implancer, he's got them!
Alright.
I was right!
So Razor Claw and Implancer probably just together will make up the amount of damage he needs to finish off Misobon, assuming Misobon isn't able to answer the board that easily gets developed by Blood here for the first 4 turns alone.
Unica's a big difference, though. Basically a ward, so...
In fact, Unica might just force out a trade from this Blood Wolf, which puts a huge jam in this.
Yeah, Blood Wolf is the best use of the damage here, just because Blood Wolf already dies to Lyrial anyway, you know, for free. So...
The only time hitting face with the Blood Wolf ever really makes a difference, aside from Unica, is at the very least you can get 1 damage in, but trade is simply the...
But then the Unica value trades against your Ambling Wraith and you've lost the
Right.
board forever. Ooh, my gosh.
bow to the gourmet emperor.
Misobon's hand is disgusting. I hate this hand.
The Lyrial especially is going to be very effective versus the fact that Ochi's opening hand has a lot of bat generation in it. Maybe considering here, only able to play Angel of the Word alone, cannot follow that up with anything.
Razor Claw Bat.
Razor Claw Bats puts a lot on board for sure.
Razor Claw Bat pushes what, 7 face damage? Yeah, this, yeah. That's our play. You know, when we're playing Smork, when we're playing Bats.
There's no choice but to go in, really.
Exactly, yes.
And considering everything else, Ochi might not be able to play Implanter next turn, but if he commits his 2 2-cost cards, there's so many 1 and 2-cost cards.
Never mind.
One, but goes for Angel of the Word. Perhaps thinking that these are tools that he would like to hold in his hand until after Misobon has tried a swing with his first evolve.
That's gonna end up bad for him, though, because again, Lyriel. Lyriel killing 2 dudes every time she evolves is really good. And it will kill 2 because it's bad from a fight.
Really?
At least Ochi is playing for damage here, and he has a lot in his hand. So I'd say this is still easily either player's game.
You're done for.
Though I think we've definitely seen throughout this tournament, or perhaps we see in every single tournament, should I say, Lyriel is just such a useful card.
Oh yeah, for sure. Probably the best tutor up in the game.
The fact that she's neutral and offers that much everything, so Night Horde is an interesting draw as well here.
It's not that great.
Yeah, at least
Kind of a dead
deal
draw.
with, it can deal with Lyriel, at the very least. If he decides that simply going for that to take
That's
care
definitely
of
not something he wants to be doing, though. As long as he
Yeah, for
has
sure.
Implanter in hand, you 100,000, 15 billion% want to put him in lethal range of Implanter, so Razor Claw will be cast. This never mind.
I was starting to completely agree with you as you said that. I was
Never
like,
mind.
That
I
makes
mean,
complete sense to me.
Whatever, why even kill him next turn, right?
Yeah. Well,
Whatever.
perhaps he's thinking...
I'm crazy.
Perhaps he was thinking... What if Hector?
What if Hector?
Right, no.
Hector,
Hector.
yes.
Yeah, what if
Hector?
Eactar? What if he just Eactars on turn 5?
What
with
if
Haven?
Hector?
Yeah.
The thing about What If Hector is that this board is now not any better
That's very true.
had there have been a Hector. I mean, would have had lethal setup, so, I mean, Ochi, I don't know, man.
Perhaps Oshi's just trying to take this in the reverse order of how we were seeing it. And that he's...
I mean, realistically, he's still got this.
Right.
So,
So intoxicating.
you know, if blood aggro blood with the right draw is semi-unwrong playable. Words are hard right now for me.
I think like, we both got so bamboozled by that Night Horde, as we both were so convinced he wasn't going to go for it, that we're both just like, well, okay. Though, I suppose this is one of those games for Ochi where, if things didn't go right for him last time, it's just the sort of deck where if everything goes right for you, you can tend to play things out with a lot of freedom.
Whatever order you want. And now he does have the benefit of if Hector comes down now, you don't care.
Yeah.
What if Hector? I don't care.
He's gotten his combat damage through, he still has his burn in hand. Nothing is stopping the, well, nothing could have stopped the Implanter there, I suppose. Unless Misobon threw out some kind of tech with ward there. But now that he's resolved that combat damage, all that's left is the Razor Claw.
Oh my
so
god, this board.
This would be a board to have to deal with.
Oh my god.
In fact, isn't he put into range where he can't Razor Claw now? Just
Is he?
Evo on one of the 3/3s.
He is.
Throw 13 damage face, he can't Razor Claw.
But I mean, that doesn't kill Implanter. So.
Let us conclude.
Oh, that's very true.
Bofu more tired than we are over here.
Okay, well, I saw the Razor Claw and
Completely
I was like,
ignoring the 5/8 Implanter.
It doesn't exist, I'll forget to attack with it.
Yeah, just whatever, a past turn. Man, I lose now, darn it. Just lose.
Alright, so never mind. Razor Claw simply picks this up. I think I was so focused on seeing how Ochi was going to win this game that I just assumed that he could have his things answered and still have it.
Right, yeah, I mean, all of us, you know, sometimes go blind and forget that the board exists.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's happening.
Indeed. For me, when I see a Storm minion or a follower and it hits face, I just consider it, that's it.
It's gone.
It's
whatever.
done what it's done.
Minions don't live in Shadowverse. It's dead already.
I just
don't care.
assumed like Lyriel pinged it for 8 or something. Right, but that is... Now, I've seen this happen a lot as well, where a deck just doesn't work out in the first game and it just takes it pretty convincingly in the second.
Right. Well, I mean, aggro blood, you know, bat aggro blood, just needs a good draw. That's all it needs, and it wins.
Yeah, and I got it that time. So we see Ochi here, counting something out, talking to his tech assistant, and I wonder about what.
Maybe he spilled water on his keyboard.
I don't even see water in the room.
Liquids.
Yeah, he just spat onto his keyboard and said, hey, wipe it up.
Spilled this water bottle. Ah, Haven vs. Sword, this uphill battle. Ugh.
You must die.
Ochi going second this time. could be a first.
Oh my gosh. Ochi's playing Ambush Sword.
That is what it would seem with Ephemera in here.
I love this deck.
Mm-hmm.
I've farmed wins on ladder with this deck. If it's the right
Everyone
thing.
loves this deck, right?
Oh, well, I hate to play
Every
against
single person loves playing against this deck.
Conceptually, I hate the deck. I hate the fact that Ambush is so, like, you know,
I thought
good.
Ambush was globally the most adored mechanic in
Oh,
Shadowverse.
yeah. Everyone loves Vagabond Frog.
Yeah,
Everyone loves
it was a
Spawn of the
hit.
Abyss.
Absolute hit
It's our
cards.
favorite card, you know?
Ooh, there's a way as Ephemera gets another one.
And the reason he did that, because he's on the draw. So, you know, the Quick Blader's not as impactful. Ephemera's kind of whatever. And yeah, he is just playing that. So this is actually going to be probably a carbon copy of Jay-Z's Stealth Sword that we saw 2 weeks ago. If any of you guys saw that, the NGE Open. Not sure who got it from who. You know, if Jay-Z got it from them or if they got it from Jay-Z.
They're all in contact with some kind of divine entity that just plays.
Yeah, they all
Shadowverse.
have their own little cabal going, so.
If not for this Angel of the Word, this Quick Blader would be so strong.
Oh yeah.
Just gain a level every single turn.
He unfortunately has access to zero ambush outside of Ephemera, so.
Become a worthy knight.
And drawing a lot of cards that are kind of dependent on Quick Blader not biting the dust, so.
Right. After playing this Princess Vanguard, because it is a commander as well, Palace Fencer and the other Princess Vanguard cannot get their value off on it. It leaves up the question of just what is he going to do with his next turn. It probably becomes pretty draw dependent. He doesn't have very much going for him.
Obviously. Shield of Flame,
Flame.
the draw.
I'd say that gets more done than...
He actually can play Palace Fencer,
Yes.
so.
He has seen that Misobon going first is not going to be able to evolve next turn, so this Lyriel's safe. One Angel of Word's gone. Not particularly likely that Misobon would draw 2 in his top 6 guards or 7 guards. Though, even though Palace Fencer, of the 2 plays available to him when it comes to followers, would be able to get a trade here. Here comes Alice.
Stop.
Which even just sort of stomps on the health advantage that Princess Vanguard has on board.
And I do like the Shield of Flame play, you know, they always have Alice, every time, so.
I'm starting to just think it's a guaranteed part of it.
Oh yeah.
It just comes with a contract.
Yeah. Your deck is 40 cards, of course you're gonna have Alice.
Yeah, top 7 cards, I'd say that's actually really statistically likely. I know in this game, there's this feeling that if you run 3 copies of a 4-cost card, you almost always have it on curve.
Floral Fencer.
Yeah, Floral Fencer. It's like, I think there's more than mystery to that. I think that's just a statistical, guaranteed part of it. But, Alice creates a really difficult board here, and Ochi is not exactly set up.
Well, it is roughly 62%-ish to have it, so.
Okay, I didn't know that exact number.
Hypergeometric distribution.
Yeah, you just calculate that one out in your head?
No, I put it in a calculator before.
I see.
It's something close to that. Depending on whether you're on the player draw.
Indeed.
But yeah.
Thinking pretty hard about this one. Not any particularly attractive plays open to Ochi here. Playing these 2/2-drops, having no officer for them, is just simply playing out a very small distribution of stats. And Ephemera going to lose Ambush if she evolves and just trades, only able to kill the Angel of the Word in that.
Ephemera very similar. She's basically Royal Banner on a stick. Never supposed to attack with her, obviously.
Right. Decides he would rather throw away his 2 commanders here, just get something on board, and mitigate some damage.
That is probably the better play available. Oh my gosh.
Goblin Princess.
Goblin Princess into Eagle Man, I'm pretty sure, is playable.
Right. Even if, like, a Goblin Princess managed to survive enough pieces, or have enough pieces survive on board here into that other Alice in Misobon's hand.
Armor weapons more!
Yeah, this is disgusting.
Avenge me, comrades.
Significant board advantage earned by this.
My mission is complete.
Oh, okay, Eagle Man's not close. Just not quite enough. Novice Trooper. That's a card.
It is a card, and it does help. It does kill something, but something that is really tough for Ochi here. It's not a good turn for Albert. He doesn't do much more than the other plays available. Ephemera still not looking attractive. A Novice Trooper floats 2. Going face seems to be a bit out of the question when you're this far behind on board. All Ochi can do this turn is trade into one thing and just pass it back.
This is kind of like what Sword does now. If they lose the board, they're just over. They just lose.
perhaps he does identify that there are 3 sources of storm in his
Won't be
hand.
long now.
So the rest of Ochi's game is just going to be sending these face and hoping that Misobon has effectively just fighters in hand.
Which we know he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
He
gosh.
drew all 3 Alices. I need to know the hypergeometric probability of that one.
It's low.
Yeah,
It's pretty low.
I imagine it's like close to impossible.
Not close to
not
impossible. Oh my
but
gosh.
highly
this board.
unlikely. But look at this. And that was the Alice that got buffed by that Alice.
Mm-hmm. It's a 4-5 Alice.
Still, being 4-5.
I am a
And then
flower.
Varia.
I
Going with
bloom
that Varia.
on stage.
A 6-6
The
Varia.
real battle begins.
That Fairy's been there the whole time.
If anybody's vomiting in the
I
chat,
say.
it's fine. I
This is
understand.
the end.
And gets to throw so much damage after being able to just easily deal with that 5-7. The stacking together of Alice's and Varia's. I mean, Ochi's not going to live
Ochi
another turn, but
drew an ambush follower.
finally,
He got a Kunoichi.
we're in.
That's what his deck is about.
We're online now.
Right, yeah.
Only took until turn 6, and then, you know, this is...
Safe with me.
Surely this can be handled some way.
Yeah, for sure.
Sword
It's-
has a lot of options. That's
it's
just
close. It's a close game.
Yeah. It's summon a Quick Flater and Cyclone Blade, and I think that would act... Nope, that wouldn't do it. So it looks like in no universe did Ochi have that great of a chance here to come back after the series of cards that Misobon used to get onto the board, push him off.
Yep. Unfortunate, however, Ochi's not out of it yet. It's a best of 5, so
So that drops Misobon down to his last own deck, which I believe
is Rune.
Shadow. I think
Shadow.
he got that win with his
Neutral Rune, that's right, yes.
right.
Okay, so Shadow.
I would highly imagine that, or find it very likely that Misobon's Shadow is probably mid-Shadow.
Right.
It is globally popular across Japan. Many of these players are bringing it to tournaments.
Globally popular across
Globally-
Japan.
Nationally popular across Japan. I use like globally.
It is
as-
globally
So
popular.
if I said universally,
Universally popular.
but that's like
yeah.
even bigger than globally.
Yeah, that's
That's like people on Mars play mid-Shadow.
Yeah. Man,
Japan
people
on
on
Mars
Mars,
plays
they
it.
should have better things to worry about than Shadowverse.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, have you seen this? This is like Shadowverse is the big stuff. This is a big deal.
Yeah, actually, if I lived on Mars, I'd want to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forget farms. You don't need those. Play Shadowverse.
Yeah, play Shadowverse for money in Mars, as famous actors shoutcast for you. But Misobon is making this comeback into Ochi, seeming strong in Shadow into
must
Ambush
die.
Sword. I don't believe that this is...
Mother, father,
Depending
come
on the type of mid-Shadow played, and usually these lists do run Lurching Corpse.
What in the world? It got rid of a Vagabond Frog. I don't agree with that at all, but he got a great hand.
Right.
So,
I think it could actually be because he sees he's against Shadow. If I...
there it is.
He's
Okay.
back.
Okay.
He
He
might
knew
be-
he'd draw it. He knew it.
Yeah, that's such a strange...
Being on the play, though, getting rid of Vagabond Frog is never.
I
never
find
do
that so strange because, sure, there is the fright that maybe Misobon is going to have an easy Lurching Corpse in response to it, but it's not like you don't have multiple Vagabond Frogs or multiple ambushes.
Oh my gosh.
Don't call me short.
This is a curve, if I have ever seen one.
What's she doing this? Like, these two, aggro deck lose, aggro deck god draw,
Aggro deck
win.
lose.
aggro deck lose, aggro deck god draw.
Yeah,
He hasn't won with it yet, but it's getting there.
right. This looks like a very tough situation for Misobon to get back into, just from the basic way that Vagabond Frog works when you're on the play. But not completely impossible. There are tools in Shadow that deal with this. That is okay. There are tools in
at
Shadow
this
that deal with
hand.
some of this.
Look at this hand. He's skipping 4 for the most part. But 5 and 6 are explosive, dude.
Right. And in a deck with a curve like this or a cost distribution like this, it's very likely that he will draw something that costs 3 or less to play with the Ninja Trainee next turn, or even
Exactly.
4.
Yes,
Could
exactly.
easily work out for him.
Could draw Ephemera.
Yeah. Oh, if he drew Ephemera on this.
And then Froggo's going in for 2 every turn.
What, is he thinking about trading? Right now
He's
with the 2-1?
he's considering where he should spend the money he's going to win from the tournament.
That's it.
Obviously.
Time
Yeah.
to settle down.
He's actually
I've noticed
beyond
that
this.
too. Japanese players just take a lot longer to think about everything.
Yeah. I noticed in the offline playoffs that you could see it from their perspective. You can see them clicking around and everything. It just, they go to that little timer. I don't even know how to describe it. The closing circle of
Yeah,
death.
the
Mhm.
end me turn button that gets angry
Yeah.
after a certain amount of time.
Unfortunately draws another Albert, which is not unfortunate considering the amount of tools he's going to have with this, but it does entail him having a pretty weak turn 4 here.
It slows him down a little bit, but it's not going to matter since Misobon's hand's not super aggressive at the moment. Doesn't even have too much card draw to find anything. He could evolve, you know, play Dark Conjurer, get some face damage in, but...
It's like Misobon's only choice is to send his resources face and try to build his board. Because he's not drawn any of the tools that Shadow has, such as Lurching Corpse or otherwise. They're going to help deal with ambush minions.
Well, I mean, realistically, you can't attack anything on board. Might as well
might
evolve and go
as well
face.
still attack. Has the lore version of Shield of Flame, the true ninjutsu here.
Yeah, the enhanced-ish version.
But no reason to use it. Vagabond Frog could just hold on to it, and Albert going face along with these two. I would say that Ochi's not at particular threat. Mid-range Shadow doesn't really have that much burst until the turns where it wants to play out Yaktar.
Out on the road. Sky Knights.
Evolving Vagabond Frog. The evolve is very safe on Vagabond Frog. It won't go away. So
it is interesting to see a card that actually has an evolve priority over Albert.
Oh yeah.
Considering the history of Sword. Ninja Trainee just throwing in his little 2 cents there. Of the 3 followers that Ochi has on board, the Ninja Trainee is the most terrified of this.
And realistically, Trainee's damage was very important there.
Right.
Because if Albert and Trainee die, Alwidas or Albert, you know, come in and evolve.
Throws in that last 5.
Exactly.
Ochi has a very clear path to victory here, and Misobon, his hand is not saying anything about it.
He has no ward, the game is over.
Yeah, he has no ward, did not have his Lurching Corpse. All he has here is damage and not enough support to get the rest of it in. It's interesting though, this is not a matchup I see often, but I am starting to notice that one of the weaknesses that I've started to identify with Mid-Shadow is that, especially ever since Prince Catacomb got changed into a 4-cost follower,
yes. Oh
right?
yes.
It's
Their
no longer-
early game doesn't transition as well into the mid game as it used to. Yeah.
They have a much harder time finding ways about doing things. They feel a lot more that like Shadow used to, really, where they're trying to make these plays for value and play out followers that summon other followers
Right.
as best they can, but it's kind of slow, and they don't really blow up until exactly turn 7.
Yeah. Turn 7. Once Thane and Eater are online, basically. Yeah.
Even Zombie Party is like an amazing play on turn 7.
But that's great. Like our rival matchup is now tied.
That's it.
2-2.
Yeah, Ochi's not gonna just take the sitting down.
He's not going to take this. Well, Misobon. Yeah, Ochi was not going to take this. Misobon's not going to get this for free.
Right.
And now we have an actual, like, you know, rivalry on our hands. Like, this is...
Does this come down to a Shadow Mirror as
It
well?
does.
Ooh.
Yes, it does. Classic Shadowverse Shadow Mirror, you know, here.
The game is called Shadowverse.
Yeah,
this
it's
joke
called
has been
Shadow
made a million times,
Mirrorverse.
but
Yeah.
what could be more fitting than 2 players in a grudge match playing Shadowverse, playing a Shadow Mirror in
I like
rooms
it.
that are entirely Shadow?
I ship it.
Right.
Sounds great to me.
I think actually Misobon and Ochi was like, beneath all this, beneath the whole grudge series they have against each other, beneath these eyes that they give each other of absolute hatred, they're probably like best friends.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really. I imagine everybody in the bracket is best friends with each other.
I know that there's a lot of events where these players all like talk to each other or ask things by the like MCs of this, just in a room sitting around. They had a lot of fun doing that. And I remember all of them were laughing except Ma, who I never see laugh.
Come on.
Maybe he can't.
Come on.
Yeah.
Let's play together.
He
Maybe
can
he's
like
not able to.
smile.
Yeah.
He's one of those people that just like shakes but doesn't let it out of his.
Oh
throat.
gosh. Oh no. I'm a laugher. I couldn't stand doing that. Rabbit Necromancer
Ooh,
in the hand of Ochi.
it's
Ugh.
classic.
Ochi brought 3 aggro decks.
Ochi is actually just in it to
aggro.
kill people.
Yeah. Yeah, he's aggro. He's
Ochi was
classic
not.
aggro.
Ochi was not the one. It was I believe it was Tizen who, in his like character shot, had his like knuckles being cracked. So
Oh yeah,
gonna
he's like
punch people down. Ochi's just chilling. Yet Ochi's the one who's brought the most aggressive list by far. This is not mid shadow by any means. This is, as you can see,
This is aggro.
hard
shadow.
aggro.
Oh yeah.
Hard in that paint aggro.
This is like some Darkness Evolved aggro shadow.
So far, you can't even tell the difference between like the deck list. This is all classic stuff. Double Phantom Hell.
And really explosively classic stuff too. Like. Now, actually, kind of a consideration to trade Lyriel with the Spartoid Sergeant here. That way, your Rabbit Necro, you know, doesn't have a favorable trade on the board.
Right. That is a very huge consideration.
Or could just go face and play Lyriel and Skeleton Fighter.
He knows he's got a lot of damage in hand coming up here.
Yeah, exactly.
I suppose he could also be considering, if I don't trade and go for Rabbit Necromancer, how much do I get out of playing Illyrial and Skeleton Fighter?
He's going for it. Gonna go face probably doing this.
Because the 2-2 trading from Misobone's side is the same value on everything. No need to force it onto the Spar Toy Soldier.
This is better against Zombie Party if it was in hand, so.
You're breathing too loud.
Micro Assassin gonna miss the 2-2, hit the 2-2.
Unlucky.
Got the best 2-2.
Unlucky.
Yeah, unlucky. That actually was unlucky. That was the best 2-2.
Right. So only Skeleton Fighter is left. Now, Ochi has...
Triple Phantom Howl in his
He
hand.
has all the tools he needs to get across here, but... So if he pushes 4 now, and his board gets cleared upon this following turn where Misobon gets his first evolve, then that means he's done enough damage to set Misobon to 12, which is a very unfortunate number considering his hand.
Yes, it is. It's 1 damage away. So...
Cerberus and Phantom Howl, for those who don't know, this is a classic, huge, just...
Classic.
Yeah, classic.
Classic.
Traditional, like the 80s original Street Fighter kill. You just slam your fist into your opponent's leader and bust through the monitor. It is a combo which is capable of doing 11 damage through the 5 damage from Phantom Howl, an extra 2 added on from an Evolve, an extra 4 added on from Coco and Mimi.
Ooh, and Misobon getting on the aggressive here.
Misobon answering back saying, hey, I know what you're up to. I might be playing a different archetype, but I'm going to go in for the same thing. Ephemera. I never realized the brilliance of that in Phantom Howl.
Ephemera plus Phantom Howl is disgusting.
That is...
It's gross.
That is actually the same amount of added damage as a Cerberus.
Yeah.
That is an extra 4 damage. For 1 less shadow.
Well, you do lose 1 of the ghosts. So, with an Evolve, you can do 10.
Right.
Which with full Cerberus Evolved is 11.
Oh, okay. You're right.
But it's still gross.
That is absolutely
It's
the
still very
definition
gross.
of gross.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, I love Misobon's like aggression here, because that's, you know, that's going to work out for him. He's going to set up lethal.
but she's not going to say that I'm just going to take it
Want to play?
the entire time.
Ochi's going to have to, you know, Misobon's going to trade here with a spell, probably. And then Ochi's going to get in trouble.
Right. Because these Phantom Howls, well, Ochi does have the option to trade Misobon being on the play the whole game as soon to get into his Immortal Thane.
1 away from Eater, which would just end the game.
So how Misobon deals with this situation? Simply goes into a Lurching Corpse and Soul
Conversion. He's gonna evolve something too here. Ooh, never mind. Ooh. Okay, I like this too. He's gonna evolve again, go face again.
Says, I'm gonna build a board that you're never going to deal with. I know how this works. I'm at 12 health, so...
Yeah, like we said, 11. Everybody knows if you played the game, you know, during that expansion, or any really, you know 11 damage is the threshold.
Lesser Mummy. Only going to be here to contest the shadows that these Phantom Howls are trying to look to consume.
And that's actually not good enough. The game's just over.
There's no way that these, like... The way Misobon played that is really interesting because we might have been expecting a soul conversion, but playing for the skeletons means even if Ochi tries to extend the game by playing the Phantom Howl to clear by
It
trading,
doesn't matter.
right, it
Exactly.
just summons skeletons.
And that's what an interesting like match between those two. Misobon just being a step ahead of Ochi every game, every single game.
That means that this goes back to Misobon, the underdog who needed this victory. And it's interesting to see that kind of concedes.
Just surrender. Just tired of it. Like I'm dead.
Ochi
know
says
it.
I get it. Ochi says I lost.
What a good series. Rival series, and just the amount of times that Misobon was able to outplay